I can't tell you how happy I am to be here. Can everybody hear me? Does everything work right? Because you guys remember we moved everything from the studio into the kitchen. Yeah, what a nightmare that was. And getting it back was a nightmare. Everything was a nightmare. We had nothing but problems, bro. I think we got it solved. I think we're okay. Everybody went where they're supposed to be today. Boom, 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 boom. Joshua says everything's good. A&E Anderson, their live, not their live, not mine. A.E. Anderson, you got your little asterisk. Are you correcting someone or correcting yourself? Noel says all systems go. Mrs. Forwatton is talking to everybody but me. Makes me sad. Mike Perkins, happy. Hey, Trippy, not happy Trippy, said, hey, Trippy. There we go. Takasama, like the invisible hat. I was wondering if somebody would notice that I wasn't wearing a hat today. I want to see how long it would take. And you know what? It figured it was one of you extras, one of you guys who's always in here, the green name, a member, a subscriber. Of course, that's what it had to be. So, at Gen X Talks, when we start on a Monday morning, I know it's early in some places, it's late in others. Everybody in Europe's getting off work or they've been off for an hour. They're putting their feet up. They're grabbing an adult beverage. But remember, you got to think of when people ask you, what's Gen X Talks? What are you watching? What are you listening to? I've been asked how to describe that a lot. There was another email this morning right before we clicked on here, and I thought, well, I wonder what would be the best way to describe it. Something you'd understand. Gen X Talks gives you comedy, information, common sense, all in the form of jazz music. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of you that don't like jazz. Hear me out. People of the good ship, hear me speak. It's kind of like it's kind of like listening to Gen X Talks is kind of like listening to jazz music. All the instruments, all the notes, all the sounds, all at once. Pong, and you get everything. That's jazz. You know, not slow Kenny G jazz, but I mean, jazz is all the instruments, all the notes, all at once. There you go. It's Gen X Talks. And you didn't think we were cultured. Well, of course we are. Come on. Get with the times, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Ace Diamond says it's 10 a.m. here. That's because Ace Diamond and I are in the same time zone. Aaron says 8 a.m. There we at Jacob's 12 p.m. All right. Okay. Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you, that it's all over the map. Now, this is the World Show. We're also on day 5 of the 12 days of Christmas, and I bitch about the day 5, 12 days of Christmas, every single time we get on here. And why do I do that? Well, I do it rightly so. Come on now. Got to move that microphone down. Boy, it's really just peeking out. Am I blowing you guys' ears up over there? Am I distorting? I hope not. All right, let's turn that down. Maybe that'll help you guys right there. Okay. So, the 12 days of Christmas, I bitch about that every morning because Gen X mom just came up and said, here, 12 days of Christmas, go do it. Her part was the easy part. She just had to write down a list. And then I have to figure out how to make it work. Now, today's is movies, Christmas movies. Now, I know I can't show the movies, and that's okay, because he'll talk about movies. I feel more comfortable talking about movies. The music one was tough. 12 Days of Christmas and Christmas songs. Christmas music, but you can't play any. That was tough. He's like, well, let's talk about this song. Nah, it didn't work for me. It didn't flow. Now, we had a great show, and then she made me do it again. We had 2 great shows, but that was only because we were in the hands of a gifted and talented person behind the broadcast microphone, which was this guy right here. But movies is going to be a little easier, and movies transcends, but there's some stuff I wanted to get to first. So if you'll indulge me for a little bit of a recap on the history of what's been going on around here. I will tell you something right before we started. Yeah, I got you guys know. For those of you who are following along with Gen X Talks and the Gen X Talks family, one of my daughters moved back in, and she brought with her my 4-year-old granddaughter, who is just delightful. I mean, she is precocious. And she's I'm trying to get my show prep done. I'm ahead of schedule, but I'm still struggling to get everything ready. And she's in the next room through these little archways over here. And you know what she's doing? And she's talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And I'm talking as loud as I can to try to get Gen X Mom to bang on the window to shut the fucking dogs up. But she won't, because she's all wrapped up on her own thing. And right now, those fucking dogs are outside screaming at me because there's a siren going off in the distance. And there we go. Now Gen X Mom caught on. Way to go. You're only half an hour late. So my granddaughter's in the next room. And she's just talking and talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, you just go do something. So my daughter comes out and sees what she's doing. And let's take Lady out. They brought their dog, Lady, who's a beautiful little, I don't know what she is. She's that Australian sheep herder dog. Anyway, So we take the dog out front, and she's going to go to the bathroom, and they're getting ready to leave and go to the gym. So my daughter's out there, or my granddaughter's out there, and my daughter comes back in. They're just on the front lawn. I could practically see out the front door. My daughter comes back in to do something, and my granddaughter starts screaming at the top of her lungs. So everybody who hears it bolts into action, because we're thinking, is there someone trying to kidnap her on the front lawn? Probably not. Is there maybe another dog's in the neighborhood attacking her dog while she's out with her because she is screaming bloody murder? This is literally 20 minutes ago. I mean, right before game time. She's screaming out there. So like I said, everybody bolts and starts running from their project. You know what she was screaming at? When we all get outside, when we all walk out and go, you know, what's going on? And people are running out there with sticks and bats and an MP40 in your hand getting ready to go because you're not going to let anything happen to my granddaughter. She's still screaming when we're there. We get 10 feet from her. We're like, why are you screaming? We're standing here. There's nothing going on. The dog's okay. You're okay. She turns around in tears going, the dog won't go to the bathroom. Mom, the dog won't go. She won't go to the bathroom. She's still screaming. Neighbors are coming out of their houses thinking something's deadly wrong in the cul-de-sac where we live. I mean, people are coming out in bathrobes with their hairs in curlers, got a rolling pin in their hand. People that were driving stopped their car and rolled down their window. What's going on with the little girl? She's freaking out. Is something bad happening? And my 4-year-old granddaughter is on my front lawn like Cindy Lou Who in A Nightmare Before Christmas, having a really fucking bad day, screaming at the top of her lungs, the dog won't go to the bathroom. And you guys wonder why I drink early in the morning. I don't... I'm trying to get my mind right. I'm trying to have a good show. I'm trying to come here for something for you fine folks, and I have to deal with shit like this. And I gotta be fair here. This is a very sexist thing to say, and I'm gonna say it anyway because it's true. It needs to be said, and it's coming from the general, so you know it's true. It's behavior like this at 4 years old that you look back on now, and when you're staring at your wife going, okay, I get how women turn out to be nutcases. I got it now. It starts at 4 years old, screaming outside about the dog not going to the bathroom. My sons would never do that. No. That's a chick thing, man. And then they grow up and they do the shit they do at 25 and 30. And I get it now. Now I get it. It makes sense. Now that I've been around this planet for over half a century, now that I can look back and take it all in, I'm like, okay, all right. No, there's some definite early warning signs to this shit. And there it is. So whoever she begins dating at 25, because that's as soon as I'm going to allow my granddaughter to date, I'm going to have to sit this boy down and go, just so you know where she's coming from. She was screaming bloody murder about a dog taking a leak at 4 years old. Okay, so with that being said, how many people did we lose? Everybody bail on me there? Good. Glad to see the numbers went way down on that. We got Rodrigo Zubia. It says it's 2 p.m. where he's at. Greetings, bottom of the glass nation, from the power plant in the Dominican Republic. Got to make that cheddar, because cheddar makes life better. He's working in a power plant in the Dominican Republic. Why do I keep saying Republican? That's twice I've done that. I'm going to read it again, and I'm not going to fuck it up this time. Greetings, bottom of the glass nation, from the power plant in the Dominican Republic. Got to make that cheddar. That's Rodrigo. That's pretty cool, man. Every time we hear of a new place, now he's been in here before, because I've said that before. I didn't know he was at a power plant. Brian Hunt, sitting in my first live in India. Brian Hunt, if you're sitting on your first live, I normally have a speech for first-timers. I'm not saying it because I've literally fucked up the beginning of this so bad. I screamed at Gen X Mom because she was way late hearing the dogs bark. I fucked up the story in the beginning. I said Dominican Republican 2 times. I literally have ruined the beginning of this live stream in spectacular fashion, have I not? We'll try to pick it up. Mrs. 4 Watt, you and your set looks great, General. Now, Mrs. 4, that is the reset I needed. That is the reset that this program needed, just to take a breath, have some refrigerated Hawaiian water imported. Let me get some of that right now. I'm hiding behind my microphone because I do not look cool drinking out of a straw. I've tried. No, I can show you later, but it's not attractive. Feel like a little kid with suspenders at the zoo. Ace Diamond, $21 whiskey fund and the mic check. Ace, it's 10 in the morning, man. It's Monday. I can, as much as I need and deserve to have a drink right now, I'm saving that for later. But I am going to pound some down, but I can't do it right now. Ace, the first glass is on you, brother. A.E. Anderson, third time watching you live from Brew City. Laverne and Shirley, happy days, Milwaukee. I don't know how many of you that hits home. But when someone says Milwaukee and Laverne and Shirley and happy days, do we not go there? Did you not just picture them on the sidewalk doing the up and down? I did. Or the glove that went by? My favorite part. Deanna Stone, live from Indiana too. Second live from me. You loving it. Deanna, welcome. Glad you're here. Sit back and relax. I don't know if you could do that at home right now, but let's try that. B, bro, what's your real name? Okay. The dude's name in here is B. Now, this is on the sheets. This is between the sheets. For those of you who don't know, there's another monitor over here. This is between the sheets. And it's all the stuff you guys are writing that's cool and important and relevant. Gen X Mom's in her office, so I have her between the sheets. It's not literal sheets. Google Docs, Google Sheets. She's writing. I read what she's writing from the other room. So you guys get to see it go by. This guy writes, B, bro, what's your real name? His name's B, bro, what's your real name? Well, first of all, you didn't even come up with something creative. You just put the name B up there. You just B, that's what you put. And then you want to know what my real name is. Now, it's not that tough to find out all of our real names. It's not a United States secret, okay? It's not a national security issue, but we're just trying not to use it. We're trying not to get our name out there. We'd like to leave it. Guess what? There's a bunch of people that looked up who we are. They wrote me an email, says, hey, I know your real names, but I'm not telling anybody because they're fucking cool. You can tell they're cool because they would never fucking ask such a dumb, blatantly stupid question in the middle of a goddamn live stream. They wouldn't do that. They're normal, regular, average people with a conscience who have some common sense in their head. Right now, when you wrote that, I don't know how long this has been up there, B wrote, bro, what's your real name? As that went by, I guarantee there were 50 people with a cup of coffee or a beer in their hand looking at what you wrote, shaking their head going, what a dumbass. Ask questions like that. Why don't you just ask how long my Johnson is or something, too? Come on, man. Use your fucking head. I'm sorry, B. I'm sorry. I got a little out of control there. I do apologize. First live stream, I'm guessing. I mean, there's no way you go around to every live stream you look at and go, what's your name? What's your name? Where do you live? What's your address? What's your social security number? What's your shoe size? Now, if you do that, you got problems beyond what medication can solve. I want to be clear on that. But perhaps you're not like that. Perhaps this is your very first live stream. Perhaps you just got an early Christmas present, which was a laptop, and you decided to start poking around the internet and seeing how this whole World Wide Web thing works out. And you landed here, and that was your first question, and you wanted to become famous. Well, if you did, you picked the wrong live stream to become famous. You want to be famous on a live stream? Pick a live stream that people watch. That's your first mistake. Oh, look, B's back. Damn, man. I was just curious. Got some anger issues. Oh, you have no idea how deep my anger issues go. Oh, no. We won't even scratch the surface of my anger issues. No. Do you know out in my garage I have just 2x4s where I just go out and pound nails in them for no reason? 2x4s with 300 nails, another one with 300 nails. Oh, anger issue? Deep-seated anger. Well, let's be fair. I'm Generation X, and I'm putting up with people like you. So what you expect? Mrs. T. General said women crazy. Mrs. T. General said women's crazy starts at 4 years old. Yeah, I did say that, Mrs. T. I'm glad you heard me because I'm getting the full picture on the women factor here. I get it. I'm starting to pick up on how the things start developing. Yeah, right starts right there. That was an obvious, clear story of the beginning of a pattern of crazy. I'm just saying. Sean B., hello, Mr. Gen X. Cheers from Canada. Sean, thanks for looking out from us from over from top of the border there. Dig you. I should say, how's it going, eh? Take off, hoser. Derek Penrod, hey, man, what sports did you play growing up? Little League Baseball, Pee Wee or Pop Warner football. A lot of basketball. I played basketball everywhere they'd let me play. Pickup games at parks, in the streets, in the neighborhood. Grace Community Church in Sun Valley, California, was a great place to go. I'm assuming it still is, but I don't live near there anymore. But they had games in there. I played with their organized leagues all the way up through, from grade school up through high school, and then they had pickup games, men's games, and leagues and stuff. Anytime I could, and I was all right. At any time I could play, I would. I got very good at spinning a basketball on my finger. And my kids were always amazed by it. Dad, it's so cool. You can tell you play a lot of basketball. You can spin a ball on your finger. You can spin it on all your fingers. You can trade fingers and trade hands. You can make it go across your chest. You can make it circle your back. I said, you don't learn that from playing basketball. You learn that from sitting on the bench. That's what you do when you're on the bench. I wasn't a great player. I was probably a solid 7 out of 10. I liked to play, though. I was very enthusiastic, let's say that. And a lot of stamina could go a long way, so that was good. All right, so we had stuff. Where was I? I was getting back to my notes here. All right, so this is Welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas. We are not simulcast this morning. We don't have enough staff to do that. We wanted to go simulcast every episode, every time. But to be fair to both streams, you got to have work in the sheets on both sides, and that's a lot. That's tough to do in the comment section. So just YouTube for right now. Tonight we were going to do a simulcast, but I forgot. Tonight is Monday. It's movie night in Discord. You got Lionheart and you got Trippy Pineapple. They are the overlord and court jester of Discord, and they bat the ball around in there nicely. They're doing a movie. The kid's out of town, so he can't do it. Trippy's taking over, and Lionheart, the supreme overlord, he'll run things from afar, making sure everybody behaves themselves. But it's a good time, and what better way to start Christmas? Now, for those of you around the world, I know you guys have seen the movie Die Hard. Okay, I'm sure that got everyone. It's an older movie, Die Hard, with Bruce Willis. But in America, with Generation X, yes, I'm letting you in on a secret here. This is where the Christmas theme of the program begins. For a lot of us here in the United States, for a lot of us here in America, for a lot of Generation X, Christmas does not officially begin until we see Hans Gruber falling from Nakatomi Plaza. Now, there's some of you who are scratching your head. There's some of you that are Googling, what the fuck? And then there's some of you that just simply raised the glass to me right now and said, my man. Then I'm speaking to those. And you know Christmas is really here. You know Christmas has begun. When you see Hans Gruber falling off Nakatomi Plaza, you can start hanging the decorations and getting stuff going. It's a Christmas movie. I don't care what you say it is, and it ranks up there. Oh, my God. Okay, so I'm reading my notes. I got some notes here. Yeah, I know how to read. Come on, man. I can read most of it anyway. If it was in cursive, I could read the whole thing. So this is day 5 of the 12 Days of Christmas. Did you guys see the baking show? I can't tell you how much fun that was and I had a very small role in that. We've never done a live stream with Gen X Mom baking, cooking, anything. She volunteered to do it 2 Sundays, yesterday and this upcoming Sunday. There's another one. We got an extra camera, doing some stuff, and the Stream Deck helps me rotate. In fact, the weakest part of the entire show was me. Yeah. I have to go back and edit out me and just leave that with her doing her stuff, and it was great. So we're going to add another little couple twists to it next Sunday. But I can't tell you, as far as a baking cooking show where you're just hanging out and there's a little banter going back between Gen X Mom and myself, and the kid was there throwing his weight around, that was a fast hour. And it was fun. And she finished the cookies during the time the fudge was cooling. She did 2 things. She did a fudge recipe and some gingerbread stuff. That was fun. That was day 4. I thought that was going to be a tough one. Like, okay, how do we talk while you're mixing? How do we talk while it's baking? What do we say? It flowed great. For those of you that were there, for those of you that saw it, you have to admit that was pretty fucking cool, especially for our first attempt. Yeah, it went great. I was really digging that. So now I'm looking forward to the next one. Now I'm really looking forward to next Sunday. I want to make it even better. Less me, which there wasn't much of me anyway. Less me, more her. I'm in. So make sure if you guys got a chance to do that, the recipes, the ingredients, because some of you were baking along with her, and she did a good job at explaining as things were going along. A lot of you in the comment section said you were going to just watch it and then bake them later. And we did a simulcast with Facebook and YouTube, and it went great. Really had good people in there. Nobody snotty and bratty, and I told you so and do it my way. It was wonderful. I liked the whole thing. Yeah. So, for those of you asking, because you guys, we did this at the beginning. You guys remember we did that I did a challenge for you. Well, you guys talked me into the challenge. Anyway, the Santa suit is almost here. Yeah. I have to wear a full-blown Santa suit and beard for a live stream, or maybe the beard might be tough, but I'll wear the Santa suit and the hat. I got to do it. The donations you guys sent for me to do that are helping people go to the meet and greet in Las Vegas in the middle of January. Going to be a lot of fun there. I'll wear the suit. I have never worn a Santa suit my entire life, not once. All right. So we had to do it. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to switch to something here. I can. And I can because there's no one going to stop me. It's amazing what Generation X is willing to do when no one's here to stop us. All right. So there are some things I want to talk about. The theme of everything is movies. Today, on day 5, it is Christmas movies. Let me go back before I get loosey on that. I'm not certain. Like we talked about with music, I knew I had a pretty good grasp on United States, America's favorite traditional Christmas music. I got that. There's a few caveats, but I was pretty accurate on most of it. The movies, I feel the same way. I just don't know about the rest of the world. I tried to look it up. I tried to understand. I tried to get a grip on it. And really, I can only speak for myself, but I pretend that I can speak for a majority of people here. But the European stuff, like everything over in that time zone, all the way from South Africa on up, I get a little lost because I'm trying to understand what is your favorite, I assume everyone watches the same movies I do. I assume that everybody's like, yeah, these are my 5 favorite Christmas movies of all time. I assume that we're all on the same page here. Now, what I learned from the music is clearly we are not. I was way off base, and I've been off base before. All right, so let me go to some of the stuff in here. And, all right, where was I? Back to the pictures. All right, so I want to tell you, there's a couple things I noticed. Now, I don't know how many of you know what this is. I'll let it go in the comment section for a second before I say it. But I noticed that there's kind of a break in the United States. There's kind of a break in movies between old traditional movies and new ones. Wow, and Gen X Mom has just snuck up on. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, you
Hi.
Look beautiful in your red top today.
I love red.
You do. You look good in red.
Red's my favorite color.
And Gen X Mom has snuck up to the microphone, interrupted our live stream. I have no idea what she's doing, but I did prepare. Remember, since she doesn't want to be on cam, now we get to see the slideshow of Gen X Mom. Go ahead.
We received $10 from Mrs. Four today. She said just to hear that lyrical voice for her table. $10 from Mrs. Four.
Okay, here's what I don't understand. How come she's paying? She did not give me $10 to hear my voice.
Because she probably hears it all the time.
Well, to be fair, I think.
Can I pay you $10 to stop?
I wonder if we could do that. How much money would it take for me to shut the fuck up?
No, I'm just teasing. They love hearing your voice.
I think Mrs. Forwatton, in a loving way, hears my voice in her sleep.
Maybe.
I think she does. I think she dreams and that voice just goes in. I think so.
All right, well, continue on.
But it's nice to hear from you once in a while.
Yes.
All right, so let's go back to where we were. Now, we were on pictures. All right, so this is Miracle on 34th Street. And I can't remember what year this was. I think the other one I was going to show you 51. I'm going to say somewhere 53-ish, 54. Probably should have done my homework there better. But this is one of the classic ones that seems to fall through the cracks sometimes in the United States. Miracle on 34th Street is a big one for us. And it's old. I want to go back to something. I want to talk about something like that. And another big one for us here, I did the whole screen on that, was White Christmas with Danny Kaye. I think there's Bing Crosby. That was a big one too. Not as popular as it used to be, But growing up, that was a big one around in our house. Now, where was the other one I was looking for? There's one specifically I was trying to find for you guys. There it is. This one's the one that ranks up at the top. I still think it's listed in the top number one of the top 10 movies for Christmas of all time. It's A Wonderful Life. And this is I've noticed that a lot of the stories from older movies, they kind of have the same theme to them. They really do. They seem to be with a strong message. 34th Street, A Christmas Carol, It's a Wonderful Life. They all seem to have this message of hope and redemption. And I'm not saying that other ones don't. I mean, you could say Frosty the Snowman is hope and redemption with his hat, and he becomes, you could say that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer when he becomes a dentist and he's trying to live his own life. I got it, but it just seemed like the older generations of movies, to me, and they're good Christmas movies and they're heartfelt, but they all had a theme. When you were done, you had some of the best feelings ever. Of, like I said, of hope, of redemption, of changing your life, of making Christmas a pivotal moment. That seems to be a common thing in American movies with that stuff. Now, if we move along, there's two other ones I want to share with you in here. Do you guys remember this? Now, I'm talking real fast here. I'm not reading someone's stuff. I'm asking, are these in line with what you guys watch across the pond? Is this in Ireland, in England, in Germany? Is this a European thing too? Do you guys have your own set of movies? I'm asking because I didn't grow up there. Now, this movie, I think everybody on the planet has seen once. And it's a good, solid Christmas story movie. Again, it's got all the traditional good feelings in it. But the thing, I'm skipping through these pretty quick because the thing I want to tell you, did you guys see this? A Christmas Story Christmas. I didn't think this thing was going to be any good at all because most sequels are not. There's a few. There's probably 8 or 9 sequels that I think are as good or better than the first, but there's hundreds that fail. Would we agree on that? Very hard to duplicate a movie. This one was done very, very well. This one is not, you don't walk away from this movie saying, well, that's one of the greatest movies of all time. No. But everybody I've talked to is glad they saw it. I'm not going to watch it twice this Christmas season, but I'm glad I saw it. I'm glad I took time to watch it because it ties in so great with the first one. It just was wonderful for me. So, this one was a huge, I think it was 92 or 93 when this came out. This one was it was a very different style of movie where a person becomes Santa Claus and he just gets fat and he gets the clothes and all of a sudden he's up at the North Pole and now he's Santa. This is Tim Allen, and this was really a funny story. In America, it ranks in the top 10 or top 15, I think, in every poll and every chart I looked at. But I always wonder why Mrs. Claus and the elves just accepted this guy. I mean, where's the other Santa? And how this guy just shows up. Now he's Santa. Now he's married to Mrs. Claus. Now she's baking him cookies. Now they're sleeping in the same Santa bed at the North Pole. And everybody seems to be fine with it. The reindeer, the elves, and everybody. He's the only one who's having a problem with it. I don't know. Just me. It's a stupid side of me for going like that. Another one that I don't care for. You guys are going to hate me for this. I don't care for this movie at all. And every year, when they had a big thing down in L.A., if you could go see this as a play, if you could go see this as a big premiere at the Man's Chinese or Gen X Mom, what was that theater across the street from Man's Chinese at the Kodiak? What was that one you took the kids to all the time? Good call. Good job. That's what she's here for that. She's Howard Stern has Robin. I have Gen X Mom. Although Robin has answers. Gen X Mom just stutters a lot. There's another theater down there. I thought it was the Kodiak. What is it? That's no excuse. You're supposed to be able to support me. When the host of the program is digging for information that I can't recollect in my head, you got to come through. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, she has taken the kids to see every version of this. It plays 2 or 3 times when all the kids were home. It was the El Capitan Theater. There was popcorn and hot chocolate and the Christmas decorations up, and I don't care for this movie at all. It was a chore to have to sit through it. I don't know why. The only, you know what I need Gen X Mom, I need you to come back in here and help me with something. There was one thing that was about this movie that I played a joke on the kids, and this was the only thing that I thought was good. And you got to help me remember something, because then I'll remember what I did.
Okay, what?
There was something.
By the way, I love the Polar Express.
I know you do, and all the kids do.
And it's a musical.
I don't mind musicals. I do not mind music. I will watch.
Okay, what do you want to know?
But I cannot get into this movie for some reason, and I don't know why.
I'm sorry.
It was a chore every year to make me watch this. Okay. So,
well, then you must not hear the bell at Christmas
okay,
then.
that's what I was going to ask you. Now this was kind of important.
I hear the bell every Christmas.
Okay, tell me in the movie The Polar Express, what was the bell? What did it mean?
If you can hear the bell ringing, then you truly believed in Christmas.
Okay, and it was just a little bell, right?
It was a bell off the sleigh.
But he rang it, right? It wasn't a silver jingle bell. It was one you put in your hand, right?
No, it was off the reindeer the one that he got.
Of bells you could hear 50 bells.
Well, the one for the little kid, Santa gave him one and gave it to him, and he put it in his pocket of his robe. When he got home, it was missing. He has his.
Okay, you're right. Now it's coming clear.
The robe had a hole in it, and
if you took the bell and shook it,
if you heard it, the magic of Christmas is in your heart.
Okay. I couldn't stand this movie.
So Gen X Dad doesn't hear the bell, is what he's trying to say.
That is not what I'm trying to say.
Do you hear the bell at Christmas?
I goddamn hear all the fucking bells. I am Christmas. I was born on Christmas.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
Oh, it means everything.
Is Christmas in your heart?
Bells are in my head.
Is Christmas in your heart?
I love Christmas. Yes, Christmas is in my heart.
Except when he has to put money out for presents.
You overspend every year.
It doesn't matter. It's the giving.
Matter. No, then if it's just a giving, give cheap presents. Give cheap presents and then tell him, don't be upset. It's the giving that counts.
If I let Gen X Dad do presents, he would wrap empty boxes.
That's right, because the box is filled with the love and spirit of giving. And that should be enough for you. All right. So let me tell you what
the Polar Express.
The Polar Express. The thing was that if you rang the bell and you heard it, then you're full of Christmas spirit, you believe in Christmas, and you love Christmas. The only joy I got from this movie was one year she had a bell. She had one of the jingle bells. And so I made it where it wouldn't ring. And I made it to where one time the kids knew about the bell. Ring the bell. Yay, we can all hear it. We love Christmas. The next day someone rang the bell. Yeah, we can all hear it. And I remember chastising one of my kids. They were doing something wrong. I was disciplining them. And I said, you know what? I don't think you're getting anything for Christmas this year. I think with your behavior, you've lost all your Christmas spirit. And I went and I grabbed the bell and I brought it in and I handed it to them and they shook it and there was no noise. I remember the look on that kid's face. He was 8 or 9, one of my sons, and he kept shaking it. He started to cry. He started to panic. And I said, that's Mom's bell. That's Mom's bell. You know that bell. He was banging on it. Mom, he starts freaking out. I can't hear it anymore. I can't hear the bell. Yeah, well, that's because you fucked up. You disobeyed me. All right. So anyway, that was one thing. That was the highlight. If there is a highlight for me, for that movie, that was it, because I didn't like the movie. Nathan Johnson, nowhere was Christ mentioned in this movie, and it had Tom Hanks, pedo, in it. He was around little kids in that one too. What are you talking about? Nathan Johnson, nowhere was Christ mentioned in this movie. Yeah, not everybody puts Christian values in their movies. They look, go. You want that? Go look at the Charlie Brown Christmas. You know the Charlie Brown little cartoon Christmas that came out in 1965 almost never made it because there is like a full 10 sentences about the birth of Jesus, and they talk. I think it's Linus that says these lines, and it's so heavily on Christian and not on any other religion that they didn't think they were even going to play it. So Nathan Johnson, nowhere was Christ mentioned in this movie. Yeah, I'm aware. And it had Tom Hanks Why do you call Tom Hanks a pedophile? Now, I am a pretty huge Tom Hanks fan. I'm not saying that I've read every book he's ever written. I don't even know if he's written any books, but I don't know. What a dumb thing to say. It's a fucking great movie. And you're going to Nathan Johnson, this is one of those things we talked about the other. Now, I need to say this. This is important. Remember the other day, do you guys remember when I started a program? It was like last Monday, and I was losing my fucking mind because I'm not allowed to love my country because of things it did in the past. Well, I love my country. Fuck you. But then you're like, well, you can't like Disneyland. Why not? Well, because there was some racial things that Walt Disney said in 1947. So I can't like, no, you can't like, whatever you're going to do, dig into the past. And in this movie, you make sure the story is perfect, the actors, the actresses, the writer, the director, if any of them have ever done anything that affects the woke movement, you're not allowed to talk about it. You're not allowed to like it. Now, I think that with doing something with kids is maybe where I would draw the line. Go, yeah, you fucked up, dude. I can't get behind you if that's the case. This one thing you wrote, but this is typical. Nathan Johnson is a typical dude who goes out there and he's like, well, you know what? You can't like GE light bulbs because there's some shit in their past. You can't like Pepsi Cola. There's some shit in their past. You know, there's some shit with McDonald's. You can't like McDonald's. You know what? To quote Bill Clinton, none of us want to be judged on what we did on our worst day. But that's what you do. Nathan's in here like, there's no Christ in there, and Tom Hanks is a pedophile. All right, well, fuck it. Let's just burn every copy and every poster of the Polar Express. Now, I don't believe you that Tom Hanks is a pedophile. That's number one. But you can't pick apart every movie, every song, every tradition. There's nothing good in the world because everybody's fucked up, and I'm done. I decided a week ago that I'm done. You know what? If Tom Hanks really was a pedophile and that really was a thing, I might take your words into consideration, but I don't think that he is, and now you just look like an angry asshole that's trying to fuck up traditions. And I don't like you. I hope that somebody puts Nathan Johnson in the fucking woodshed. I don't care if you close this motherfucker out. Like, ban him from the channel. I just don't like that shit. I don't. And Kimba's in here. I'm with you, Nathan, even if it gets me banned. Well, there's two of you standing up for what you believe in. Who fucking raw? I don't give a shit. Hanks is nasty. It's been known. I don't know. Well, how come I've never heard of it before? I mean, I paid attention to news like that. I'd never heard one thing like that. And you think that people would say some shit like that. They did about Epstein. They did about Harvey Weinstein. I don't know. That's a thing that keep that shit to yourself. Did I ask you to come onto this program and deflate every balloon that we try to fly? Is that what you do? Is you sit there with a needle, and every time someone has a good feeling balloon, you poke it because you think you can? It's not your fucking job. You're not saving the world from anybody. All you're doing is coming around here, and then when you get banned, you pretend you're a martyr. Well, I did it. I stood up for what was right. Nah, you're just kind of an asshole. That's all. You know what you guys are, Kimba and Nathan? You know who you guys are? I'm going to tell you right now. You two are the ones who go to a 5-year-old at Christmas time and tell them there's no Santa. You two are the type of people that take your phone and film the mom and dad filling stockings and show it to a 5-year-old and go, see, there's no Santa. That's you. You're nothing special. You're not a hero. You're not a martyr. You're just a fucked up individual that's constantly walking around with a pin in their hand trying to poke balloons. That's all you do. You're nothing. Live with that. Disney Mama Sammy Joe, Sugar Mama, $5. The bells ringing in the general's head are not Christmas bells. Yes, they are. You can't say that. I told you I had Christmas bells ringing in my head. Yeah, so there you go. Scott Royston, do you remember the... Yeah, I did, and I don't care. Yeah, I heard it. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm skipping over these idiots in here. Yeah, put them all in a fucking... Ban them for all I care. They're fucking just coming in here with their... trying to poke balloons. Who needs that shit? I'm told you. I'm done with this. Next motherfucker that comes up to me and says, you can't love America because there was segregation. I don't give a shit. We solved it. You can't love America. There was slavery. I don't care. We solved it. We moved on. We fucked up. We made a mistake. We corrected it. Why are you still bringing it up? I love my country. You can love your country. You're allowed to. And I'm sure every country's got some shit they're not proud of. I'm done with that shit. Again, you come up with something real like that there's some problem with kids, that's kind of where I draw the line is at. But if someone says, well, yeah, so-and-so used cocaine and heroin. Don't care. It was a great movie. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Well, he's a drunk driver. I don't care. You tell me he wiped out a station wagon full of kids. Now I care. I'm just not doing this anymore. I'm not going to judge every person on their worst day. Kids are my exception right now. That's the thing that bugs me the most. But all the other shit, no. Random Auto, new member. It was my birthday yesterday, so it was nice to make the cookies myself. They were fire. Right on. Random Auto, glad you took part in that. I'm telling you, it was a really good live stream. Ryan Jarvis, I truly love how energetic you are when you explain things, General. I sit back and listen, and I'm literally laughing and giggling all the time. I love this Gen X family and Gen Z kid. Well, Ryan, if you can't laugh with us, it's okay to laugh at us. I'll take it either way, man. We're just having a good time. Mike Buchanan. Whoa, my screen jumped. Mike Buchanan, welcome to the Legion of X. And could you guys get this? In the middle of all this controversy of people that derail the program and shit, Mike Buchanan just signed up and said, fuck it, I'm on board. That's a guy you say thank you to. That's a guy you welcome back to the program and go, man, thanks for stepping up there. Now, where was I? Oh, my God. Here she goes again. Side street driving. All right. Yuckmal says the guy who just told the story about pulling the striker out of the bell. Well, I don't get it. So what? I don't even know what that means. How does that relate to anything? Yuckmal says the guy who just told the story about putting... No, I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, I swear to God, if Gen X Mom yells at me to go do something over here and interrupting the ebb and flow, I'm firing her. I will fire her. I will file for divorce, and I will be taking applications for a new wife by the end of the day. All right. Now, I'm going on with where I wanted to go. There was some stuff in here I wanted to say. I'm trying to do some pictures. I'm trying to do a story. And you know what I'm getting from the other end? Go back and read it. Go back. There's something in there. There's something in there for you to read. Then you go back, and it's bullshit anyway. Oh, thank God for stopping the program so I can get derailed with bullshit. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Like I can't read the shit on my screen next to me. Like I don't even know it's there. Oh, man. 4 years old, okay, screaming outside in the lawn. 54 years old, screaming from the office. Do you see the correlation? Do you remember how we started this program? Oh, wow. And here she is.
Okay.
Wow.
You know what?
Yeah.
Since you can badmouth me on live stream, I can jump your shit right now. If you don't want me to do the sheets, then just tell me, and I'll go somewhere else.
You know what? I'd love you to do the sheets.
You need me.
I need you to do the sheets. If there's something to put up there, put it up there.
I did, but I thought there was something you needed to address.
The contract that you signed with Gen X Talks.
There's no contract.
Did it say scream from the other room where no one can hear you but me?
You didn't put a microphone in there.
No, I didn't.
I'll be quiet the rest of the show.
Now see?
Bye.
You see what she's doing? Well, then I'll just take my ball and go home. I'll just go someplace else. If you don't like the way I'm helping, I'll just... Yeah, you see what I'm dealing with? Men, Tell me I'm alone on this and I'll shut up. Tell me that your chick doesn't do the same thing. Well, if you don't appreciate what I'm saying and doing. No, you just went out of bounds. You had a job, you're doing your job, you started doing over here, and I'm telling you, this over here is not good. Shut the fuck up with this over here. Just go back to doing this. Well, if you don't like how I'm doing it, I can just be quiet the whole time. I can just go someplace else. God, Christ almighty. And all I wanted to do was I kind of got a feel of how I want to go back and forth between the sheets. I want to go back and forth between the pictures. I want to go back and forth between stuff. You see? I'm trying to do that. And I got someone side seat streaming. Horrible. Side seat. Oh, she's running this time. For Christ's sake.
Remember, it started when I was 4, and you're borderline no badonkadonk.
You know what? I hate to say this, but I think your mom was right. It's not your fault. You were just born an asshole and just grew bigger. You can steal that. Yeah, that one's for free, America and Denmark. You're welcome. You were born an asshole and just grew bigger. All right, so let me get back in here. Let's try again. All right, there was some stuff I want to talk about in here. Not the dad pics one, not the moose glass. There was more. Now I'm so fucking okay. Let me back up here. In Europe, let's go from 5 backwards. This on every poll for Europe, this was your number 5 go-to movie, The Holiday, and I've never even seen it. This is your guys's. Out of 1,000 movies for Christmas time, this is your top 5. I've never even seen it. I feel bad. I'm going to have... And she's yelling again. What now? I'm about to lose my fucking mind. Okay. Number 5. This is The Holiday. This is what's on every poll that I could find for Europe. And I've never seen that. Feel bad about that. I may have to go check that out. Number 4, now this one surprised me, Europe. This one surprised me. This is your number 4 all-time go-to every season, every Christmas movie from across the pond. Now, I think this movie came out, 92-ish, right in there? And I thought it was clever and it was funny because I was a big Muppet guy growing up. My younger brothers were into it much more than I was, but I was tagging along with the times. And then... And you guys have this in your top 4, top 5. I forgot it was even out there. I just thought it was, something that like a fad. It kind of passed through and we're done. Every poll that I looked up had this in the top 5 of all time. All right, here's another one. You guys have this one down at number 3. Now, the Christmas Carol story has been told hundreds of times, has it not? And I saw this one. This is the Jim Carrey version. This was done much like the Polar Express, where you have the characters kind of a claymation animation, but looking very much like the actors themselves. The characters look like the actors. This was similar to that. This was not my favorite version of A Christmas Carol. I got to tell you, it was not. But this is in all of Europe, many, and I tried to put if I looked up 12 polls, 12 surveys, and try to say, okay, these are all similar number 1, similar number 2. This was number 3 consistently. All right. I'm with you guys on in principle. Now, this was your number 2. This was the more traditional Christmas Carol. I think this is the one 1951, 52. This is the one that I think most people relate to in over here, or at least Generation X and older. I know new movies come in, they take the place, but this is the traditional one that really used to strike as a kid. It would strike the fear into me when the ghost would show up. So I'm with you on this one. And then your number one on pretty much all the polls in Europe, okay, for the Christmas movies of this, gonna watch it once, gonna watch it every Christmas season, every Christmas time, is a movie called Love Actually. I've never seen it. I will say that I've heard of it. I've never seen this. Now, I feel bad about this because we're friends. It's a generational thing, and you guys are across the pond. A lot of people over there, tons of people, and I'm so out of touch with what you guys are thinking and doing. I didn't even know this was on the radar. This wasn't even on my radar. And I asked a couple people from friends, hey, did you know this movie is like this one of your favorite? And they're like, no, it's not my favorite movie. Well, you watch it at Christmas season? No. And here we are. What a divide. What a difference. All right. But let me go back. Remember when we did day number 2 was Christmas music? And I was giving you all the Christmas music and traditions and looking at stuff. And then I went and looked at the polls for Europe and England. And you guys in England were just beating me up about the fairy tale, New York fairy tale Christmas song. I mean, it was boom, 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 boom. And I was like, man, I feel like shit. I don't even know what that song is. I've never seen it, never heard of it. Got to go check it out. So I did. The last time we did a world show, I went and looked. I looked it up. I had no idea what it was. You guys were educating the shit out of me with it, so I listened to it. Do you guys know what song I'm talking about? Okay. You guys on all the polls picked this number 1. You guys were blowing up the comment section. That New York fairy tale song is a very fucked up song. Unless there's something I'm missing. The first verse was the first verses was the guy and the girl fall in love, and they're in New York, and they're snowing, and they're kissing, and they fall in love, and they get married or whatever. And the second verse is, yeah, what are we doing here now? And the third verse is, I'm not talking about the chorus. The third verse is like they're calling each other names. I mean, heinous names to each other. It's a duet. There's a male singer and a female singer, and they're calling each other fucking names. And then it goes to the chorus and it comes back. And the last thing was, it says, I don't ever want to spend another Christmas with you as long as I live. Am I missing the vibe of that song? Now, is the whole song a joke? Is the whole song is it satire? Because then I get it. I do. I'm not, but if it's not, what the fuck are you guys thinking? If that's your number 1 song, now I'm worried about going and watching your number 1 movie. If this is your number 1 movie, I've already experienced your number 1 song. Thank you very much. I'm a little concerned because I had to listen to that song with just the lyrics on the screen so I could catch the whole thing again. I listened to it 5 or 6 times. I'm just saying, that took me by surprise. England, Ireland, Europe, Great Britain, whatever you want. That took me by surprise. All right, I'm trying to read the comment section again here. Yeah, Joey's in there talking. So you guys know the songs. I'm reading in here now. You guys know the songs, and you guys know the movies. I'm just saying, I'll watch it, but I got to tell you, after what you guys put me through with, hey, this is our number 1 song across the pond, I'm a little skeptical. I got to be honest with you. I'm giving you guys an hour or so of my time. I don't mind. You guys give it to me all the time. I'll do it. But, man, please don't disappoint me again. I'd very much like to watch that movie and come home feeling like, that was great. That was good stuff. All right. Let me blow through the sheets over here. John Stokes, good evening from England. Having heard you speak highly of your armed forces on occasion, well deserved, as I served alongside them during my time in the British Army. Did you ever serve yourself? John Stokes, I did not. There's a very interesting long story on how I almost did. And I mean, I got as close to serving and not serving as I think a human being ever could. I will tell you, I have nothing but admiration for the armed services. I think I would have turned out to be a better human being had I had some basic training and at least a couple years of structure like the military. I think I would have. I didn't, for all sorts. Now, this is where Mrs. Ford Watton will write that down. Need to hear how you almost became a soldier. Sometime when I'm drunk, that story will come up. But John Stokes, I did not have the privilege because I was stupid. I would have been a better person had I. All right, heavy hard drive. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Die Hard, that's right. Oh, Mr. Falcon, the TV edit. Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. Go Smoke a Toad, $2. White Christmas with Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney. Yes, another great one. Smicky, coming in strong there. You guys must be really boring because there's nothing else in the sheets at all. It's like Gen X mom's in there just sitting there drinking her coffee, looking out the window. All right. That won't deter us. It will not. Where was I? We had more going on here. So, yeah, that Love Actually, if that's really your guys' song or movie, I'll go check it out. I will. If that's really what you got, I'll do it. Yes, I know you guys are bugging me about the Christmas suit. This is the one we ordered. This is the one I'm going to wear. All right, enough on that. So, that was about it for right there. We're coming towards the end of the program. We did get derailed. I had more stuff. I had some Christmas stories, and I had some stuff, but we're just running out of time, partially because people derailed us in here about talking about Tom Hanks and shit. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but you popping the balloons as they go by, dumbasses. And then Gen X mom loses her shit and decides to scream at me from the other room. That wasted a few minutes of time. There's only so much I can do with outside influences fucking up the program. Now, I would love to have the new studio built where I can lock the goddamn... There's no yelling out there. No. No yelling at me, because once I'm outside in the studio, I can shut the goddamn door. You want to come out and say something, you got to knock on the door and be nice, and I'll let you in and we can have a conversation. No more of this side street yelling. Now, just imagine what it's like when we drive around town. Oh. Right in your fucking head all the time. You wonder why I drink. Well, you don't wonder, All right. So let's see. Disney Mama Sammy Joe, the Sugar Mama, member for 2 months. Don't woodshed me, but I've never seen Die Hard. Well, you have a chance to redeem yourself tonight, Sammy Joe. You have a chance to redeem yourself on Discord. The moderators can put up the Discord server link. Discord server is just chat rooms. It's free. And there's chat rooms. You just go in there and talk about politics. There's a room labeled guns, and there's something for everybody. And it's like-minded people. This is where we go hang out between live streams. We just go, there's pictures and stuff and stories, and everybody gets to know each other and poke around. But tonight at 6 o'clock in the Discord server, there's a room called the Movie Couch, and we broadcast the movie, and we all sit and watch it together. Sometimes there's 5 of us, sometimes there's 50, but it's a good time. We'll see you in there. Disney Mama Sammy Joe, this is your homework. You will do this. Rocky Mountain, Weird Al Christmas songs. I love Weird Al. I'm part of that generation. Mike Joseph, new member. Do people still put up mistletoe? Yeah. We have some in our house, and we mainly use it to torment the kids. Gen X mom and I go by. We meet under the mistletoe on purpose, and we kiss, and we tell them, hey, we have to. It's a law. It's a Christmas law. And the kids and grandkids, oh, stop doing that. Stop doing that. My favorite line that gets brought up every year. You got kids, you got grandkids running around. They're all in the same room. We intentionally go up under the mistletoe, make a big deal, and get a big kiss. And then the kids and the grandkids, oh, mom, dad, stop doing that. Grandkids, stop doing that, blah, blah. And then I have a famous line I use. I say, what, you don't like it when we kiss? No, we like it because when do you guys find out what else we do? You can have that one for free, too. Oh, the Stoned Blockhead. Sorry, I'm late, having a bad day, so I'm behind. Stoned Blockhead, I guarantee your day has not gone as bad as this live stream. It has not. I've tried to express the Christmas movie spirit of what we liked, trying to learn what they like, interrupted the whole time. We are now out of time. We got 3 minutes to go, and I just want to let you guys know that the smoke signals were sent. If YouTube didn't tell you that YouTube doesn't always notify, you can join Patreon. The moderators can put up the Patreon link. It's $1, but you get an email from us. I don't have a way to email everybody other than that. But if you join Patreon, you get some behind-the-scenes stuff, and then you also get the email letting you know we're going on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, wherever we're going. You guys get the update, so that way you don't miss it. Just a simple email goes to your phone, lets you know, hey, we're showing up over there. It's worth $1 just to know what's going on so you don't miss it, because the platforms don't always tell you. That's one thing. They can put up the Discord server, show you guys what's going on in Discord. You can poke around there. It's all free. The Discord server is all free. Just go look around, see what's going on. Trippy Pineapple or Lionheart. Connect with either one of them if you want to get explained on what's going on around the block. They'll tell you. All right, listen, I got to go. I I got some time. I got to punch in here. I got some bunch of Gen X Talk stuff I got to do for the kid between now and the time tonight when we all jump on Discord together to watch the movie. And I want to get it all done. I got some errands around town. Then I'll come back in here. I am going to go through my emails today. I know I'm behind on that. All of you that have been emailing me, I promise I'll get back to you today. Yes, I answer my own emails. GenXDad@GenXTalks.com. GenXDad@GenXTalks.com. If you got something to tell me, then you just tell me, and I'll reply. I will. Gen X Mom, if you got something to say, get your narrow ass over here on the microphone. Say it your goddamn self.
No, make the announcement of what's happening tonight. We're not on YouTube tonight. That correction. People are asking.
We are not on YouTube tonight. We are not on Facebook tonight. If you go look at the website has the correct stuff up there. I made an email today and I didn't say it quite right. So I wrote an email correction on Patreon, real short, 2 sentences. But tonight, from right now, this is the World Show at 10 a.m. The whole world is where we cater to you guys across the pond and all the way in that time zone to Antarctica. But tonight, it's just going to be Discord movie night at 6. That's all that's happening the rest of the day. Then Tuesday night, we hit it heavy with a simulcast. That is a big fun show. That's when we're doing trivia. That's when we're doing prizes. That's when we're giving stuff away. We also have, I'll show you one more thing. I'm going to give you guys a little insight here, okay? I'll give you guys a preview that I haven't given anybody else. In fact, nobody even knows about this, but I'll show it to you guys first, all right? Real quick, we do an auction. All the auctions in December are helping people go to the meet and greet in Las Vegas. People that are close on money, but they can't quite get there. If we can give them a couple bucks and that guy a couple bucks and this girl a couple bucks, we're trying to help as many people as we can. No, I'm not paying like $3,000 for your airfare from Florida and your hotel room. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that are getting close, but I'm trying to help them out. And we're helping out quite a few so far. All right. That's important. But what we do is an auction. So everything we auction off goes towards that. All right. This one, I want you guys to look at this before I give you picture number 2. This is not the decanter that I drink out of. This is not the one that was my father-in-law's after he passed away that found its way to me. Not that one. This is something just as special but new. Are you ready? For those of you who follow the program, for those of you guys that are part of the live streams, the Sun Valley Fox is Gen X Mom's older brother. He's my brother-in-law. He's a really cool cat. And he has partaken in all sorts of stuff in the program, and we've made fun of him. We've joked with him. We've tolerated his antics. He's a cool guy. He's a fun part of the program. And those of you who know the program know what I'm talking about. He had this made. Sun Valley Fox decanter, bottom of the glass nation, has a date on it, 2022. He made this. He paid for it. He sent it to us. We have it here now. We're going to auction this off. It's a one-of-a-kind, bottom-of-the-glass nation item. There's just one. He made one. We're going to get rid of it. I haven't used it. I haven't opened it. I haven't put anything in it. And we're gonna auction that off sometime in the 12 days of Christmas. The money goes towards people trying to get to Vegas, of course. But there's one of these. I want it so bad, but I can't make another one because then it's not special. Then there's 2. And I don't feel right buying it at the auction because it really should go to one of you guys. One member of the Bottom of the Glass Nation who shows up to every live stream, super chats, communicates, talks, goes to events. It should go to one of you guys. That should end up in the hands of a strong, valuable Bottom of the Glass Nation member. So I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna take this one, and we'll see where it ends up, who gets it, and the money goes towards a good cause, so everybody wins. But be looking for that. I haven't shared that with anybody. I was only gonna bring it up when the auction happened. And if you happen to be online, then you got to partake. And I know some people got mad. I've done some auctions where people said, well, I wasn't part of that show. You didn't tell me you were auctioning stuff off during that show. No, I didn't. It's not that well thought out. You think I'm that organized. I'm not. It's kind of an off-the-cuff thing. So when we do it. Maybe it'll be tonight. But just so you guys know, that's coming. Thank you guys for everything you do for us around here. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for tolerating one of the worst episodes of all time, which is what this one was. This was, for me, it was very difficult. It was chaotic. I felt like I was getting stabbed with spears from every side today, but somehow we made it through. It's 11 o'clock and we're here, 11 o'clock Los Angeles time. So from everyone here at Gen X Talks, thanks for stopping by. If you had an hour of your day to waste, thanks for wasting it with us. And I promise you, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.